Hello again, and welcome back to Wingot Plays Technological Journey. Between episodes, I've gone and made the various steam oven, large bronze boiler, and steam grinder, and also the time in a bottle, which has allowed us to finish off our steam age chapter. Before getting into the LVH, we're going to need the basic steam turbine, but the basic steam turbine is going to run on steam, so I think it's probably an idea to figure out how this large bronze boiler works. If we take a quick look, so down the bottom, it's just purely bronze firebox casings and the input hatch and input bus. Okay, and these run off of the outputs of these coke ovens here. So what I might do is I might look at getting them placed in here, and then that will mean we can then basically wire the steam, the items and creosote underneath here into our oven here. Let's take another look. So we needed the inputs here, input bus, input hatch. So we've got a bronze steel input hatch, input bus. So what I might do is I might put the item input on the front and the hatch on the back there, and then we also need to put the large bronze boiler and the output hatch onto this second layer, and then the rest of it is, I saw someone rotated this vertically, but I don't tend to be able to figure out how to do that. Anyway, let's take a look here. So that's just a pipe casing in the middle, and then brick on top. So pipe casing is here, a couple of pipe casings. If we put the output hatch, let's put it here because we're going to want to route the output of that steam to other machines in here, I think. And then we just, oh, that was wrong. Then we just want to close everything in. There we go. And large bronze boiler, which has, there you go, it's finished. Now, the large bronze boiler, so let's take a quick look here. We want to put fluid and water into there and input into there. So give it some cold coke, it's heating up. We do need, of course, some steam. So let's go borrow one of our end wires over here. And I think this whole system here is going to be defunctioned, so we may as well use that one. And have we got a spare bucket somewhere? Bucket. And now that I think of it, there's also a bucket there. Good, that'll allow us to get 2 buckets of water. So we'll be able to fill up the end wire on the other end. Perfect. Now, end wire. So what I might do is I might actually move that input hatch around to the back so that we can put the end of wire next to it without having to... What I might do is actually put the end of wire there. Yeah, I think the end of wire is going to go there, and then we can put water buckets into it, and perfect. Now we just need to set that slot there to be a output slot. And let's put a bucket away. So if we set that to be output, then we can give it back the input hatch, and that should fill up with water. Perfect. And then we need to put that back into there, and we should have temperatures going up, steam, water's there, so we should be getting steam in here as soon as it has finished. Let's take a look at that. Meanwhile, I think what I might do... Oh, I was going to say that I'll move these. Maybe. Let's move the macerator and the compressor. Put both of those into... Yeah, but we should be able to put those here. So long as we keep the space behind them empty, then they should continue to work. And we just need to feed the steam in from underneath. So let's take a look here. That's still heating up, 59. So let's leave that for a second. I did make a number of LV machine holes between episodes. I've just got 8 there. And let's see. So this zest we don't need for the time being. And 74. So it's getting close. What's this throttle? Ah, okay. Now, I think probably the other thing we want is I think we want a super tank so that we can put all the steam into that. Because otherwise it's going to fill up very quickly. And I don't know if it'll continue burning when it's filled the space. But let's see, 4 of those. We need a electric pump, which is a nice ugly recipe, and we need some steel plates and an LV machine hull. Well, we've got the LV machine hull, so then the last thing is we need to make a electric pump. In order to make that, we can make it out of paper or rubber. I think paper is probably the thing we've got easy access to. We need a chunk of steel, chunk of tin, paper, and bronze. I think we don't have any medium bronze here, so let's grab that. Let's grab some tin, and we are going to need some paper. I think paper, let's go take a look and see how we're doing over here for sugar height. We don't seem to have much. What I might do though is I might set this area to chunk load. Yeah, because the last time I harvested this, it's not grown since. So let's go here. We want to basically chunk load there. And this is wilderness as well. Okay. So we want to chunk load these 4 spots, and then that will mean that the sugar there should get quite tall even when we're over in the void dimension. Pop back into the void dimension. We should at least be able to make a bit of paper with what we've got available. Here we go, and so we've got plenty of sugarcane. Let's go and make, let's say, 6 paper for the time being, and then take a look here. Paper rings, we can easily make lots of those. In fact, what I might do is what happened there? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That'll do. So now what we want to do is we want to make some paper rings. Let's see. Yeah. Sorry, I'm double guessing everything that I do. So make a whole lot of paper rings. Fine. Now we also need to make tin cable. That's fine. Tin rotors. I'll be back in a second after I've crafted all of these. Okay, magnetic rods, electric motors. Why did I only get 6? I'm out of tin cable. Okay, so I should need another 12 tin. I think I've got, there you go, tin plates. 12 of those. 12 wire cut. 12 with the wire cutter. I need another 12 string and rubber, and then that should be us done. Boom, 12. Good. So electric motors, tin cables, boom. Electric motors. What am I short on now? Magnetic iron rods. Didn't I? 8 of those. I made. I'll be back in just a sec. Okay, and there we go. 12 motors. Electric pumps. We need tin cables again. How much have we got? We've got. Do we have any tin plate? No, we've only got 2. So it should be fairly quick though. Let's do let's do 11. No, let's do, that's 11. Oh, that'll make 22, because this is a 3 to 2, which will be more than we need. And then we will finally be done with this, well, this first project that we're working on, which is, of course, to make the basic steam turbines. When we combine that with, actually, were we making the basic steam turbine? Weren't we making a large tank? Let's take a look over here. That's full of steam. This is stopped running. Where is the input? That's the input bus there, and it's completely empty. I don't remember, did I put a full stack of coal coke in there? If I did, then that's going to be a problem. It probably shouldn't be using it constantly. Where was I? Here we go. 8, 10 tin. What do we need? We need 12 to finish the job here. Because 12 tin with the wire cutters. Boom. And then we just need a bit of string, a bit of rubber, and we should be done making 12 electric pumps. Tin, screws, motors, boom, that should all balance out to 12. And there we go. Perfect. 12 pistons. No, 12 electric pumps. Great. Now, super tank. We can make our super tank. Good. And then we're also probably going to want to make the basic steam turbine. But if we pop back over here, super tank can go... May as well just go on the back there. There you go. It's filling up with steam. And this here, we're going to want to put some more coal coke in. Should get running again, and this should continue building up steam soon as that is done. Perfect. So at that point, I think we can... Super tank's done. We want to work on the basic steam turbine as well. So in order to do that, we need another one of these processors. We're probably going to want multiple of these, but for the time being, we can just build one for a proof of concept. We're going to need a bit more bronze, which I don't... 64, 63, that'll do. We need a lot of bronze in plate form, so I think we'll just throw all of that into the forge hammerer there, put away all of this spare stuff that we've got lying around, clean out the inventory a bit. Hopper can probably go into this chest. There we go. We've got a whole lot of pumps. We need none of those. We're going to need more electric motors though. Which isn't that annoying. So let's aim to make 6 of these, because we've got enough tin cable for 6. So in order to make 6, we're going to need 18 iron, and for another, let's see, so 6, we need 24. Okay, I think, so we want 24 plates, but to get 24 plates, we're going to need 32 copper run through this. I'll be back in a sec as soon as we're finished processing these plates. And I think that's everything that we should need to make our first basic steam turbine. Great. Now, let's pop over to here, put our basic steam turbine. We might start by just putting one there. Oh, right. Interesting that it went sideways. And we could always feed it with this medium bronze. Except I don't know how to set that to output. I don't know if you need something else to like pull from it, or there's some way to set it to to extract, but what we can do is, for the time being, we can use ender fluid conduits, which will definitely be able to move the steam here. Now, what we want is we want to be able to, there we go, extract always active. Cool. And so we've got steam going into there, which is then presumably generating power. Looks like 1024 EU. And if we take another look here, okay, so that's completely out. I don't know if it's actually using the steam though, because that seems to be staying fixed. In which case, maybe it only uses the steam when it's actually generating power. Either that or it lasts for quite a while on a single run of steam. But I would doubt that, because here it says 0.5 seconds to use up 640 millibuckets of steam. So I think that all the steam sitting here is just a great big power source. So we now have electronic units. Awesome. We can use those to run our LV machines, I believe. But if we take a look here, so basic steam turbine, magnetic iron rods, electric. You're going to love this. What's this? So these components, you can read more about what each does in the covers and simple automation quest directly above this. They are used in automation, but also to craft various machines. This quest will accept any one of them, but if you make the pump, conveyor, and robot arm, you'll get a nice reward from the aforementioned quest. That one up there. So robot arm, conveyor. You'll have to make a version of these for the majority of voltages. Good luck. So here we would get a bonus of each, it looks like. Okay, so let's jump over. So it wants us to make a robot arm here anyway, at which point we'll just be a conveyor module short, and there's a job there for a conveyor module in order to make the basic circuit assembly machine. So it looks interesting that this primitive assembly looks like it keys into there. I don't know what's going on there actually, because the robot arm doesn't look like it is dependent on that. It seems to be activating already. Anyway, so if we take a look down here, LV machines, we could get to work on creating our gold line. The basic machine, basic wire mill will actually save a lot of our processes. Let's see, LV machines, fine, untick that. Ooh. Electrolyzer, chemical reactor, assembling machine, alloy smelter, forming press. I think the forming press basically is a one-to-one plate generator, basic cluster mill. But I think to start with, let's make the basic wire mill and basic bending machine. I think these, and in fact, the drill. I don't know if we can charge things in there. Let me take a look. I've got the building gadget that I made before. No. Okay. So we... you can now make and charge the drill. Yes, but how is the question. So we've got the steam turbine. I suspect that there is a machine in LV here that will allow us to charge the... Let me take a look and I'll be back in a moment. And after looking around a bit, we've got the wired charger, which is actually quite doable. It was just grains of infinity and some iron. The grains of infinity are basically standard overworld. Use a, a flint and steel on a bedrock. And you have a chance to get grains of infinity. So I've already got 4 industrial machine chassis right here, but we also need to make some electrical steel. In order to make electrical steel, we need some silicon dust, which we'll sort out later on, and some iron ingots, which means we're going to have to make our basic alloy smelter. So this will be our first, LV machine that uses that power that we've got over there. And let's take a look at making that. We need 2 primitive processors, an LV machine hull, 2 tin cables, and 4 of these 4 times copper wires, which means we're going to need 16 copper plates, which conveniently we happen to have sitting right there. We also need, what was it, 2 lead? 2 tin cables. So we've got 2 tin cables sitting right there. Let's take a quick look here. So that with the wire cutters, and then we can just go like this, and that should be everything we need to make our basic alloy smelter, other than obviously we need to go grab our 2 primitive processors. And boom, we've got the basic alloy smelter, which is itself a reward. You can put that away. Oh, sorry, it is itself a quest. And so if we pop this here, that will presumably get power. And it has drawn some of the steam out when we placed that. So there you go, it drew 1024 EU and drew the steam out in order to supply that. Now, the next step is, so we've got that, we need electrical steel. Electrical steel, we need 1 iron and a silicon dust. Silicon dust was one that I think the best option is actually going to be through the electrolyzer. The electrolyzer, we can electrolyze clay dust and we get lithium, aluminium, silicon, sodium. We're going to want this anyway because we're going to want to set up an aluminium line. And so I think let's get working on getting the basic electrolyzer, which 2 primitive, 4 gold. Oh, everything there looks very easy. I think we're just going to need to go get 1 more tin plate, because I think we are at the point that we are actually out of tin plates. If we do that, that'll get us another 12, no, 8, no, 10, that'll get us 10. And we also need a bit of gold. So we need 4 plates. We've only got 5 gold here. Unfortunately, gold is very expensive in this pack. Gold ore is not very available, and all of this precious metal only gets a nugget. So we are going to want to set up a gold line sooner than later. But that there will at least allow us to generate enough gold. In fact, what I should have done is I should have macerated that gold, because nether gold pulverized gets us 2 crushed ore, which we would then, if we pulverize it again, we could smelt it. So I could have doubled this. It's fine. We will deal with it for now. So 8, we need 12 gold in order to... No, we don't, because I want 4. So I only need 6, because I was thinking we need 12 because I was thinking of the hammer recipe. But if we do it like this, then that will get us 4 gold plates, which we can then use to get our gold wires. Now, this tin here with the wire cutters, we've got a bit of spare tin there, actually. I don't know if we need that. Okay, let's go grab a couple of primitive processors, which we are rapidly running out. We're down to about half, but we are making some decent progress. This has stalled because it needs some more coal coke. I think I'll come back in a moment once that has finished heating up and we've got this last bit of gold plates. And with those 4 gold wires, I think that probably should be everything we need, other than obviously we need to grab a piece of glass in order to make our basic electrolyzer here. And we don't have any sort of energy conduit, so for the time being, I might just place this also adjacent to... There you go. And it's not getting power in that spot. So let's take a look. What if we go there? No. Okay. So definitely going to want to look at getting some energy cables, but we've got the alloy smelter, we've got the electrolyzer, the In fact, first step is we want to use the electrolyzer so that we can get some aluminium and silicon and stuff. In order to do that, we're going to need some clay, and we've got plenty of clay over here. I think off memory it was 13 each. There it is, 13 clay for 2 silicon dust. So let's take a quick look. So we need 8 silicon dust. So we need 4 runs of 13. So we're going to need 52 clay, which should, if assuming that my maths is correct, that's never going to work because we're not actually connected to the steam. Let's reposition this for the time being, and then we can worry about fixing it up later on. That can go there. Should be full, I would assume, and then there we go. Good. So that'll get us clay dust. Clay dust can then go into our electrolyzer here, and then in the electrolyzer that'll generate the silicon, which we can then put into the alloy smelter along with iron. We need 8 iron in order to make our electrical steel there, so that we can make the alloy smelter and get the charger. So what do we want? We want 8 iron ingots, and given that clay is going to take a little while, I might pause while that is processing away. And after playing around for a bit, it looks like the clay won't run in the electrolyzer, and that is because it is an MV tier recipe. It won't run in an LV electrolyzer. And I've had a little bit of a look around at the various other ways that we can get silicon, and without already having silicon, it's a byproduct, which means we would also need MV in order to get it. The thermal centrifuge, I'm not sure if that comes with extra slots at LV tier or not. The centrifuge itself, we potentially could get to that. So if we take the ore, pulverize it, and then pulverize it again, we would then be able to centrifuge things in order to have a chance at getting silicon. So maybe that's something we can look at next episode. I did actually take a look at the LV tier macerator, and you can see there's only one output slot, so we wouldn't have any chance of getting the byproducts there. And so unfortunately, I think we're a bit stuck at the moment in regards to either getting silicon dust or even the battery chargers that come with Gregtech or require lithium dust, which is basically the same thing. It's a byproduct, or it comes from clay. So those are all locked behind MV. Possibly we could take a look here at the ultra low voltage, because every tantalum dust looks like maybe it's got exactly the same issue. It may be a byproduct only. So I don't see what options we've got in regards to charging our devices for the time being, I think, but it is something that we'll have to explore in future. At least for the time being, we've got some basic machines. We've got a basic alloy smelter, we've got a macerator, and we have the electrolyzer, which we'll be able to use to play around with different things later. We've also, of course, made our large bronze boiler now, which generates steam. In fact, let's just throw in a whole lot of coal coke, because it's going to store all of the steam right there in that super tank, and then that is going to mean that later on we can just use that steam in order to generate our power and run our steam level machines as well. But the unfortunate that's wow, it goes through that coal coke at quite a decent clip. We, of course, will want to connect our, what are they called? Coke ovens into our large bronze boiler here, but we'll want to do that later on. The creosote can be used up by this as well, but you need an MV tier input for it to be able to consume it. And so I think for the time being, I think I'll probably just call it there. We've had a good attempt. We have got electrical power. We've got some basic LV machines, and we unfortunately ran into a roadblock at the end. And back with a quick addendum, one of the people on the Discord, the lovely Discord, always do go there if you are going to start a playthrough, has pointed out that you can get silicon dust from silicon dioxide dust. I don't know why that wasn't showing up. Or maybe I was just overlooking it, because there's 19 pages of recipes. But silicon dioxide dust, maybe I saw it as well and thought it would be more complex than it is. But effectively, silicon dioxide dust is made from glass dust, and glass dust is made from glass in a pulverizer. So we can easily do this, and in fact, let's just do, we've got no shortage of glass. So let's just go over here to the macerator, throw in some glass, except that, no, steam macerator. Oh, right, because this one doesn't have any steam here at the moment. But what I can do is I can throw that there, throw the glass in, and we are getting some glass dust. While we're at it, I think I'll grab some sand, and we can throw that into our furnaces over here and get some extra glass, because I noticed we were down to under a stack. And then this glass dust can be run through the electrolyzer twice in order to get us the silicon we require. There's definitely plenty. Oh, because of where I've put this, the back is blocked. So if we move it forward one to there, now it'll work. Good, and I think we need, I think it's 6, well, no, it's going to be way more than 6, but, oh, steam turbine, where is our electrolyzer? Electrolyzer right there, glass dust, perfect. So glass dust in the electrolyzer makes silicon dioxide, we need 3 to make a silicon dust, and we're going to need 8 silicon dust. So in total we're going to need 24 glass dust, and so far we've got 18. So 6 more, and that will, perfect. So that's all of the glass dust that we need to get the silicon dioxide dust, and then the silicon dioxide dust in the electrolyzer will produce a bit of oxygen, but more importantly will produce silicon dioxide. We can always clear this oxygen just by breaking the machine, and that's what we will be doing this playthrough. And then the last step was we needed alloy smelter. We needed 8 iron ingots, so may as well go grab that while we're waiting on things over there, because I think I cleared out my inventory when I thought that it wasn't possible to finish this up. And let's take a quick look. We need the chassis as well. One of those. Good. And then this will... Oh, we don't need to worry about that. This is almost finished. Good. And as soon as this is done, we'll be able to make the wide charger. I'll also look at making the drill, but I do notice that the drill needs diamantine crystals, so we would need light blue crystals, blue crystal blocks, unpacker, atomic reconstructor doesn't appear to be in here. I'm going to have to do a bit more looking to see how we make the drill, but I notice, of course, here on the LVH, it says that you can make the drill, which would suggest that there has to be some way of getting those diamantine and Restonia and Honori and all of those. The precision laser cutter could definitely do it. ULV, perfect. Restonia. Okay, so maybe we just need to make everything in block form. There you go. So precision laser cutter with some lenses and blocks will allow us to get each of those. Black quartz or quartzite, perfect, and an ori. So I'll make a drill between episodes and charge it up, go do a bit of, a bit of mining between episodes using our new drill. I think I'll also be making a fluxo magnet, 3 iron, 2 lead, and 2 redstone. It's very easy. So, boom, 3 iron, 2 lead, 2 redstone, perfect, and then we can make the fluxo magnet as well, which we will then be able to charge using. Yep, we'll be able to charge using the same charger that we're currently in the process of making. There's 7, we just need 1 more, and then we need the alloy smelter. Silicon dust, perfect. We're about to void all this oxygen. That's fine, it's only oxygen. We can easily make more of that. And then the smelter, we need the silicon dust, the iron, and that will get us our energetic electrical steel. Okay, and 8 electrical steel. And right here, in fact, we can make our wired charger. Perfect, and then knock this alloy smelter out of the way, put the charger right there, and it's not going to work because we need a capacitor. Every couple of gold nuggets, grains of infinity, copper ingot. That is easy, we can do that. Obviously this episode is now going much longer than normal, but let's see, copper, gold, 2 copper, no, 1 copper, and 2 grains of infinity, which I forget where I stored those. There. Good. So then that will give us everything we need for a basic capacitor, which then will go into the wired charger. And there we go, charging up our fluxo magnet. And we are down less than 1 million steam. We're definitely going to need to automate the input of that cold coke into there. And then we probably want to set something up where it turns off, if it's possible, when the super tank is getting fairly full. However, it's a infinite free process, so it should be all right. Fluxo magnet is done. That's going to make mining a lot easier. And now I just need to also make the miner itself, the laser engraver, all of that. I'll do that off camera. And then, as I say, we'll do a fair bit of extra mining. But all of that said, thank you for watching. Stay happy and healthy, and I hope to see you in the next one.